Hello everyone. Hello. I talked last week about getting my ukulele out, and here it is. Here it is. Here is said ukulele, including a pencil that dropped on it halfway through. Kia ora. Kia ora. Welcome to Camerata Rehearsal, or looking at some music this evening. Sorry for the late email. I had a couple of slow internet things going on today, so I wasn't quite sure if we were going to be able to stream, but it looks like it's all working tickety-boo, which is fantastic. So just running through who we've got here. We've got Leonie's here. Leonie's here. Kylie's here. Valerie's here. Bronwyn's here. Venice is here. Philippa's here. Margie is here. Lindsay. Liz. Sandra Russell. Robert's here. Liz Cable's here. Kylie. Kylie's just saying she likes the look. Thanks. Wendy and Margie also here. So hopefully some more will pop on as we go through. Again, sorry for the late email. We're just trying to work through the having enough internet to successfully stream. It's always a challenge, and had some interesting moments today on Teams, so that's all good. So today we're going to do a night at the opera, as I put that behind me. So we're going to start off with the Vaccai. So these lessons here. So if you make sure you've found out the lesson 1 and lesson 2. Let's also find out the other one as well, which is the lesson in fifths. Just find that so we can have another little sing through of something a bit new. Then we're going to look at the humming chorus, followed by chorus of the Hebrew slaves. Cool. So I hope today's announcement has set us back a little bit in terms of when we can start rehearsing again. So we will wait and see, and fingers crossed we progress down to level 3 next week, and can go on down from there. So we shall see. So let's start by doing a little bit of a warm-up. So again, the camera doesn't really let me stand up so well, so let's just sit up in our chairs, roll our shoulders back. Oh, I feel the clunking. Click the neck out and do a big chew. So, And as we do this, we can say hi to Anja and Heidi as well, and Ian's here as well. Lovely to have you all with us. And probably isn't too difficult. Let's do a big yawn. Oh, I feel that space in the back. It's easier. For the amount that I've done today, that yawn was easier than it needed to have been. Oh dear. And then, as we just gonna tuck that cable out the way, then let's take a big breath in to our stomach, and out, and in, and out. And we're going to breathe in for 4 counts, and then we're going to do a shh for 16 counts. And it's important that the shh comes from down here, and there's no tenseness up here. So it's shh rather than a shh. So it's coming from all down here rather than tensing up here. So, and in, 2, 3, shh. I didn't breathe in properly. I didn't get a chance to do 4 nice long breaths in, so that was a bit awkward. But we'll try that once more. We really want to feel the shh going all the way through. So in, there we go. There we go. My dad has just written something and then retracted the message. God knows what he's just written. Hello, Dad. So the idea there is we're warming up the round hit, but we're also warming up the constant flow of air, the shh, that constant flow of air. Let's so. Feel that legato line as we go through. Let's try that just once more. Go back to here. A nice bit. Hallelujah. Super sticky and legato rather than going Hallelujah. So yeah, we want to really have that super smooth line is what we're looking for. Cool. So we want to get that idea of everything going through. Let's now find the lesson 1. See if you can zoom in. You probably can't see it. Manca sollecita. So we've done this a few times now, and with anything that's really is an exercise, it's something that we can just come back to, not have to think about too much, but it allows us to concentrate on little bits and pieces. So what we're really doing here when we're singing it this time is we are really looking for that legato line and trying to join everything together. Manca sollecita. So really try and think of doing it as a legato line. So to start with, let's just sing it to ah. Ah. And it's important as well, we don't no ah. So I'll give us a play in singing it to ah. 2, 3. Very good. Very good. I'm sure you were all singing it much better than I was. It's quite hard to support, sight read and sing all at the same time. This time we're going to put back in the words as they're written, but we want that idea of that one long line. Manca sollecita. 2, 3. Manca sollecita più dell'usato, anco che s'agiti con lieve fiato, face che palpita presso al morì, face che palpita presso al morì. Good, good, good. So we want that idea of everything joining together. So let's turn over to the Semplicatta. So like we did last time, we're going to sing this slightly slower than we might otherwise do, and not bouncy. We want to join everything together. Tortorella che non... So we got that idea. So, 1. Semplicatta tortorella che non vede il suo peliglio per fuggire da cruratiglio, vola in grembo al cacciato per fuggire da cruratiglio, per fuggire da cruratiglio, vola in grembo al cacciato, vola in grembo al cacciato. Cool, so we want that idea of linking everything together. Now that was very bel canto, the way I sang it. So let's see now if we can sing it legato as well, but with a little bit of phrasing as well. Semplicatta tortorella che non vede il suo peliglio. See if we can put a little bit of phrasing into this as well. With also, I reckon, about 100% more consonants from everyone that's not me. Semplicatta tortorella che non vede il suo peliglio per fuggire da cruratiglio, vola in grembo al cacciato per fuggire da cruratiglio, per fuggire da cruratiglio, vola in grembo al cacciato, vola in grembo al cacciato. Nice. Nice. So you can use these to work on different things, and that's what we're working on, is that idea of legato line. And I can feel this. I haven't sung properly in a while, so I can feel that in here that I've been supporting. So let's find the lesson on fifths. Looks like this. Vaccai. Vaccai. Zoa vivere senza conforto in mezzo al poto, pavento il mar. It's important that that vento is TOH, not vento, vento. Same as foto at the end of the top line. Carrying on, third line. Vaccai vivere senza conforto in mezzo al poto, pavento So this, as it says at the top of the page, is all about fifths. Now, ascending fifths, the piano is never quite in tune, but the ascending fifth has to be quite, make sure it's quite bright. And not only does the ascending fifth have to be bright, but that tone afterwards, without going sharp, otherwise you would be going senza confort. So there's the way to make sure that we do this is then that open space and for. We're not reaching for, kind of coming down and onto the note. So let's have a sing through. Let's have a sing through of this. 2, 3, 4. Ave tua vivere senza conforto in mezzo al porto pavento il mar. Ave tua vivere senza conforto in mezzo al porto pavento il mar. I realised as I started that I should have possibly practiced that slightly more beforehand to prevent the sight singing both the piano and vocal part. Let's go from the third line. And see if we can really, again, join this together. 2, 3, 4. Ave tua vivere senza conforto. See how I do a senza? It's really cheeky, but I want that idea of linking it together. 3, 4. Ave tua vivere senza conforto in mezzo al porto pavento il mar. Lovely, cool. So that's a little bit of warming up, and then let's look at the humming chorus. Now, all of what we've done is abundantly applicable to when we hum. We want that good space, we want that really good joined up line, and throughout all of this, it's the quality of sound, the quality of support that we give is what is going to make this convincing. I've said this time and time again, when we do a humming warm-up, we want all of that space in the back and the lips just tingle rather than So we want all of that space. So maybe right at the top of your score, tingly lips or space behind. The next thing we want to make sure that we've got a lot of is spin and support to this notes, because it'd be very easy to go I'm going to do that because you can see it. If I do that, you can't see what I'm doing. So we want this idea of this sound spinning on. Let's go from the top. So from where the choir comes in. let's stop there. Let's pause there. So what am I doing? What am I trying to do here? And one way to make sure, if we turn right back to the beginning, there's my pencil. So I'm aiming for the D. All the way through that B flat, which is 7 notes long, and the C, even through that C, I'm aiming for the D. And then I'm putting shape on the D as well. So if we think about it, the first 2 bars that you sing has a crescendo on. Yeah, I do this. Has a crescendo on. I can't work out which way the camera's pointing. Because sometimes it's flipped, which is very difficult. So there's a crescendo in the first 2 bars, and then that long... There's also then a crescendo on the first part of that D, and then a diminuendo on the second part. So... I did it not humming, so you can hear it slightly better, but we want that idea of shape. Same again on... So we're always aiming for just beyond. The grass is always greener when it comes to quality of note. The crescendo's written in for you there, but again we want that spin even right from the very beginning. It's very tempting to not provide the colour to the note right at the beginning. It takes a lot more effort than you think. So let's go back again to bar 90. And we'll putting in with that phrasing. Excuse me flipping into falsetto. I'm definitely not feeling like a tenor today. Sorry, I got the timing all wrong there. Let's go back to page 320. Page 320, the last bar of that page, and I won't hum along. I will just provide you with the accompaniment. So I'm not going to hum along. This is the last bar of page 320. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. So are there any questions? I'm going to type this in here. Any questions? Ta-da! Are there any questions with all of that? While I find something for you on the bookshelf. Oh, it is the most exciting part of the evening, as I desperately wonder and desperately wish that I had pre-chosen something. This must be thoroughly boring to watch. Oh. Here we go. I'll go for this side of the bookshelf, which I don't usually do. This side of the bookshelf is here we go. No, even better. Even better actually is, here we go, is this book here. So sorry, that took me way too long to choose. So this is The Cycling Cartoonist, an illustrated guide to life on two wheels. And for those who cycle, it's full of in jokes, really funny in jokes. But also funny things as well to those who don't cycle. For example, there's a page here on hand signals. So we've got here turning right. Your turn at the front. There's a hole there. Down to gesture not shown. What the do you think you're doing? So it's full of funny little things like that, which was, I can't remember when I got this, was for Christmas or birthday, and I sat chuckling away to myself for many an hour while I flipped through. So, there we go. Children. How do you take children with you on a bike? So it starts off with options are, including child seat, tag along, or keep them on a lead. That's closer to if you have dogs. Keep dogs on a lead, although wouldn't want them to run away. So a couple of questions. Philippa, for those of us who can't get up to a high B flat, is it okay to sing an octave lower? Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I don't need you straining away unduly there. And then Lindsay's asked, can we do top of 321 again? Sure thing. So the how the top of 321 goes is 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4. So that's how that bit goes. So let's put that into context, and it's going to be the. Oh, sorry. The end of the top line going into the second line will be difficult. 3, 4, 1, 2, dum, 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 dum. Cool, so let's put that into context. Last bar of page 320. 2, 3, 4. And then I got it wrong. But hopefully, Lindsay, that was what you were after. So, fingers crossed. You can always go back and rewatch it. Cool. So let's now look at Chorus of the Hebrew Slaves. So, va pensiero sull'ali dorate, va ti posa sui. Cool. So, if we think about vowels for a minute, wonderful topic of vowels. They get talked about plenty, and yeah, you can still talk about them more. So with Italian, it's very important that all of these vowels are, shall I say, extreme? Not extreme. Shall I say that they are very distinct vowels? So if you remember, we have E, R, O, and then O is partway between O, E, O, E. So O, E. And it's important that it's E rather than E. So the vowel that's in the middle of this big circle, this clock, is So there's in the middle, schwa, and then we have E all the way to the top, and then E, E. And it's important that when we see an I sound, when we see an I letter written down, that we do go all the way with it. We don't go kiwi and I. It's E. It's with the O sound then. So va pensiero O. It's the O. Yeah, O. It's an open O. In fact, it's got R. It's kind of somewhere. It's not all the way back. It's maybe there, but it's OH. O. So it stays open, and it stays pure. So we don't go va pensiero O, because O has got that diphthong, and it's like. That's why Italian's so cool to sing in. Once you can get your mouth around the words, because it's such a pure sounds. If we look at page 193, ra te, a So what's really cool on sui, vati posa sui, is we go from u, which is u is kind of back here. We got I, E, A, O, U. So U is part of the way between O and E. U, on sui, don't think of it as su-i. Think of it as sui. So the vowel moves around the clock to its position. Sui, kli, vi. And all of those, vati, posa, sui, clivi, sui, coli. They're all in the same place. E. Vati, posa, sui, clivi, sui, coli. So they're all in this nice, really pure E space. But E all the way up to the top. O, violet, o, veo, e, o, a, o, e, o, o, violet, a, notte, pidem, molli, laude dolci del suo. So suo. So it's not suo, suo. So it kind of goes, it's an awkward one to show there because my arm doesn't bend that way, but suo. Lo natal del Giordano Lady, with the R's again. I haven't used the tongue properly in a while, but lots of R. Vesaluta dicione lettoriaterate. Cool. So let's look at what it says. If we go back to the beginning where the choir comes in, it says cantabile. Cantabile means singing. And there's slurs everywhere. Slurs absolutely everywhere. So what we're looking for again is what we started off doing right at the beginning, and when we were doing like Semplicatta, tortorella, that idea of joining everything together. We have here as well. So we get ma pensiero sull'ali dorate vati posa sui clivi colioli. Terrible example as usual, but the idea of everything is lugubrious and sticky and links together. So that's the cantabile aspect of it. So let's have a quick sing through, just the idea of singing everything really well supported, sitting up with good tone, but joining everything together. So see if you can maybe do the spin, or imagine, you know, you kind of, there's some sort of resistance there. Va pensiero sua. It's not easy. There's a something going on there. 2, 3. let's do that once more. And I want to try something. And I want to try you just singing the vowels. Now let's go back in, and with that same idea of having this constant stream of vowels, I'm just going to, onto that, place the consonants. So I really want you to think about what that felt like, and there should be a lot of that coming from the diaphragmatic support, and try and do as little as you can from the throat. So it's all coming from that diaphragm. Now, so that's the cantabile. The other thing that it says, if you go back to bar 27, the other thing that it says is tutti sottovoce. So, sottovoce kind of means under the voice. It's not va pensier. And remember what we said when we look at what the meaning actually is we've got Israelites resting from forced labour, thoughts turning to their homeland. I mean, the longer we stay in lockdown, the more desperate we get to get out of it. But I guess it's like longing for a takeaway, or longing for a flat white, or something like that. We don't long with utter desperation and anger and bravado. We long for it kind of staring into the middle distance, the head slightly cocked, thinking about a flat white and a cryptic crossword. It's that kind of feeling that we're after. We can save the loud stuff for later on. Cool. So before we carry on, if you can find, please, page 195. Actually, before that, page 194 is good. And Sandra Russell has come up with an excellent adjective: wistful. Has to be said with the wistful. Absolutely. I'd like to draw your attention in the last bar of page 194 to the articulation that's here. D sharp. Del Jordan lady vessa fluta. Greet the banks of Jordan and Zion's toppled towers. So we've moved into kind of like the second verse. Del Jordan lady vessa fluta. And then the top of page 195, make sure you've got marked in that there are these staccatos. le tori atellate. And then with the crescendo. But it's important that it's rate, T-E-H. So there is no diphthong. Rate, no. Rate, mio pa. Cool. So let's go from where we stopped. That's bottom of page 194. Del Diodar. So we go 1, 2, 3. Cool. Top of page 196. Follow the phrasing that's written in for you. Cool. Let's do that whole section again, carrying on into that section when we get to it. So back again to page 194, bottom line. 2, 3. Go. Now, what I wonder if actually happened, and certainly didn't happen when we did it in the workshop, was proper contrast in dynamics on the previous page. Now, I'm not expecting you to be singing super properly at home, but I want you to be aware that when we get back together is yep, that's big. And is definitely pianissimo. Del tempo che fu. Sempre pianissimo. So really make sure you have that dynamic marked in. Let's go from Ossimi. So from Ossimi, so I'll go from the beginning of that bar that we got to, page 198, bottom line. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry, E sharps. Sorry, E sharps. So those last 5 bars. Off. So make sure that goes all the way to the end. That's a long note. And so we do grow onto that top D sharp, and then we pianissimo. Let's go back to the beginning and sing it all the way through for once. And as we do this, as we sing through, put in any questions that you might have. And then once we've had a sing through, and I'm going to type in here, any questions, then I can address those. Actually, what we'll do is, if you type in your questions, then I'll answer those before we have a sing through. So still having a think about what the Christmas concert is going to look like. In terms of repertoire and all of that, still trying to piece that together, and that is also largely dependent on when we think we can start rehearsing again. Obviously we have this repertoire which we can draw upon and sing through, which is fantastic. Obviously we want some Christmas music as well, but the Christmas music that we choose will be dependent on how much rehearsal we have. We got quite a long way through with a lot of this music, but this music still is going to take a little bit of singing together before we can perform it, or before we'd feel comfortable performing it. So the complexity of the Christmas music is essentially going to be, well, when can we get back in and have a sing together? So watch this space. I have nothing for you at the moment, unfortunately. Most of the stuff that we sing through online will make it in. Some of it might not, but that's okay. So it doesn't look like there's any questions, so let's have a last sing through. Sorry. chord right. I'll get the chord right. Lovely. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. It's been lovely singing through some Italian repertoire with you guys. I hope you've all had a fantastic weekend and are looking forward to another week and a bit in level 4. Yay! But fingers crossed after that we can start moving down. So it's been lovely having you with us, and look forward to seeing you all again next week. Thank you all and bye.